Hey everybody, it's Kaylin here. I am at my home here today. As you can see, I have a little helper. This is Remy, and I have another little furry friend who you may see walk by and join us as well. I wanted to do something a little different today, which is share some of my favorite props for Pilates to use at home. So I want to help you build your own little Pilates workout area where you can grab extra props and add some variety to your Pilates mat workouts. So we're going to start going through those right now. So my first favorite prop is the Theraband. So a lot of these props you can use obviously for other workouts as well, not just Pilates, right? So, but this here is one of my favorite props to use for at-home Pilates workouts. They come in quite a few different colors, right? This is your blue color, which I believe is the medium tension. You've also got lighter tension where you have less resistance, and some heavier tension with more resistance. So this one is kind of an all-around good one though, kind of that medium tension and resistance there. This provides great resistance to many of the exercises that we do, and lots of good strengthening and lengthening work as well. If you know the side leg series in Pilates, this is awesome to use for that, as well as single leg circles where you're on your back. Anything where you have your foot in the band, right, where you're holding on one side, one hand on each side of the band, that is going to provide some extra length and resistance to press into to get that nice kind of long, lean look that we're going for. It also is great for stretching the hamstrings and for stretching out the lower back as well. So you can use it for some great stretching exercises. So again, and these you can find, I'll put some affiliate links below to all of the props that I'm showing here today, but really quick and easy to purchase online and to get shipped directly to you. So that is number one. And as you can see here, I have this great little basket. I wanted to mention this as well, or this little holder. I love having all of my props in some sort of contained basket or container. That way, when I'm ready to work out, they're all right there, ready to go. And it's easy for you to grab exactly what you need and to take it with you to another room if you need to. So just a little side note on that. All right, the next prop is the Pilates circle. So this, you may hear it called a couple different things. So there's the Pilates circle, the magic circle, as well as the Pilates ring. So they usually look somewhat like this, sometimes a little bit different. This particular one is from Balance Body and is called the Pilates Ultra Fit Circle. So what it is you can see it bends, right, and moves, and it's got these pads here. So this also provides a lot of connection and resistance to some of the exercises, especially when it's put between the ankles or the thighs right above the knees, or also in the hands, one on either side. So it's great for finding midline connection, right? Especially with those inner thighs and also here in the upper body, as well as engaging the surrounding muscles around the areas that you're using it on. This one doesn't look like much. It is so cool. Lots of fun stuff to do with this. And I actually have a video that will link up here as well, which shows some exercises to do with the magic circle. Okay, so that is my second prop. So next up, which many of you probably have on hand already, is the foam roller. So this one I love, especially, there's lots of different brands and different materials out there. This is like a soft kind of dense foam. So it actually is a little bit squishy so that when you're laying on it or rolling on it, it has a tiny little bit of give to it. More so than those really hard kind of just strict foam rollers that you might be used to. So I do love this. So you may know it mostly for rolling out the legs and other areas for release work, right? So releasing the muscles that may be tight and finding kind of that nice work for mobility. So that release work there. There is a lot of other stuff you can do. So if you lay on it, if you lay on your roller the long way, right? So it's all the way down your spine from your head all the way down to your pelvis. There's lots of great stuff you can do for an extra balance challenge. So when you're laying on it, it provides some stability work because it's kind of rolling side to side. So you have to find your core and your center to keep it nice and stable. So it's wonderful like that. It also, when you have it this way and you place your hips on it, some great work. It gives your hips a little bit of a lift, and then you have to stabilize and do some great leg work and some hip mobility work. It's awesome for that. Add the band for a little bit extra, so you can combine those two props that way too. And also you can place this behind your back, kind of in the shoulder blade area, and you do some abdominal work there where you get a little extra extension and opening. And then you can come up into an ab curl. Lots of awesome stuff. So many different ways that you can use this. And great, like I said, for those rolling exercises, rolling out both the upper and lower body. So good balance, stability, and release work that you can use here. So that is the foam roller. All right, so next up is the small squishy ball. So this is what we call an overball or this is the brand that we use in the studio called an overball. This is a ball that can be blown up so it's nice and more firm, and it also can be the air taken out so it's a little bit more squishy. So we like it so that it's not completely firm. It has a little bit of a give to it. Maybe I blow it up a little bit more than this, but this is awesome for, again, abdominal work. So just like you would place the foam roller kind of behind your upper back there, you can do the same thing here with the ball. And what it helps you to do is come over the ball and get that extension, but also get that nice lift, so you get some good abdominal work as well. You can also place it under the pelvis, just like you would for the foam roller, and that gives your some extra stability challenge and core work. You can do a lot of nice core exercises for the lower abs using the ball as well as some of those kind of hip mobility exercises too. Let's see. Also between the knees and the ankles for some inner thigh and midline connection, right? Same with the magic circle. And you can do between the palms also when we're doing some other work as well. And again, it just helps engage through the upper body here when you have something to press into. So awesome for that as well. Next up, in my little bag of tricks over here, I'm going to pull out my small hand weights. So these here, right? You're probably like, okay, 2 pounds. Those are pretty wimpy, right? So I've been adding these quite a bit into many of my online mat classes for some extra strength work. So I can tell you that holding these through the majority of the mat classes, these are going to feel more like 10 pounds than they do 2 pounds. Okay. These are going to be awesome. Just some nice extra stabilizing for, we use it upper body. You can also use it behind the knees for some lower body work that we do in all fours. It just adds great extra strength work. Like I said, a lot of good arms and upper body to add to some of those traditional Pilates exercises. Really good. These will, just using these throughout that is going to add also that extra kind of cardio and a little bit more of that sweating. And it just gives that little bit of extra to your Pilates workouts if you're looking for just a little bit more. So again, I would say 1 to 3 pounds. I wouldn't go any more than 3 for a lot of the exercises that we do. I think 2 is pretty much perfect. So those back in there. So something that you probably already have handy is a tennis ball. Okay, so something pretty simple. I'm going to pull out a couple things. I'm also going to bring out, this is a little bit more specific. It's like a little massage ball. It has these little spikes on it. And this actually feels really, really nice, especially on the bottom of the feet. So we use the tennis balls a lot and the spiky balls in a sort of standing position. You could also use them seated to roll onto the bottom of the foot, right? So what it does is it gives these especially give a little extra massage to the bottom of the foot, but then when you press down on it, it really helps to spread the muscles in the feet to give that feeling of a nice sturdy base on the bottom of your foot when you're doing any sort of standing work. And also just really good anyway to do, since we all tend to wear shoes that kind of cram our feet and our toes together. So just some great work with that, not only for the bottom of the feet, but also using these balls you can use it behind the shoulders, laying down to release some tight muscles in the shoulders and in the back. You can also use them kind of along the chest here to do some release in your kind of pec area, right? Pectoral muscles here. You can use them in the glutes and the hips. Think of these as like a trigger point massage. So these are fantastic for releasing those really tight areas that you just can't really get into stretching, but that can really get into those tight spots. Doesn't always feel great, I will be completely honest, but by the time you're done, you will feel how that muscle has released and it just feels so much better. So this one is a little squishier, right? This one's a little bit harder. And obviously if you use a lacrosse ball, that's the really, really hard one. That one is going to be the one that gives you kind of the deepest release because it's harder. Okay, so next up is the yoga block. Okay, so this, right, pretty much know this for yoga specifically. So I don't use this a ton in my mat classes. I will use it here and there, but it is a good extra prop to use to bring the floor closer to you. So that is typically what I use it for. If we do any sort of standing exercises where we're doing a roll down and people can't get their hands to the floor, right? This is a great way to bring that floor up to you. You can also use it in place of, say, the magic circle or the ball and put it between your knees or your ankles as a way to squeeze, right? And find that kind of inner thigh midline connection, as well as using it between the palms, like I said, when we're doing work maybe with roll up or any other exercise where you want a little extra connection in that upper body, okay? You can also sit on it. So if I was sitting here and I wanted a little extra lift, if my hips were tight, you can sit on it to get that if you need, if it's hard for you to keep that nice tall spine, and as well as if it's hard for you to keep your legs in this position. So great for that as well. All right. And now chair has magically appeared here. So this is the last of the props I'm going to recommend. Obviously, this is something that you already will have around the house, just a basic chair. This one happens to be kind of already padded, right? And does not have sides to it. So if you can get something to use that is open on the sides as opposed to having the arm rest, that is preferred. And also if you have something that's just, more of a hardwood surface or a hard surface, always having something where you can roll up your mat and fold it up into 3 or so ways and place it on top for a little extra cushioning would be great. But what I want to say about the chair is that it is often, right, you might have heard of chair yoga. It is the chair that we use can be so versatile in that, right, for some people it is hard for them to come to the floor or harder. So doing some exercises seated is much more accessible for them. So it's wonderful for that. It also encourages more length in the spine. So on the floor, a lot of times when we're trying to do seated work, it is hard to sit up tall, okay, because just of the shape of the body, and especially if we're tight in different areas, hips or low back or hamstrings. So this encourages more of a length in the spine. We're able to find that more easier when we're doing any sort of rotation exercises where we're turning, also flexion and extension, and even side bending as well, where we're moving side to side. We can do standing exercises using the chair where we're holding on to it for some support. So, because we do a lot of balance type exercises for standing work. And so many other great things, abdominal stuff you can do on your belly, laying on your side. I do have a chair workout on my channel as well that we'll link up up as well so that you can get a taste of what you can use with the chair. So, but I do love the chair. I've been using this a little bit more throughout some of my online mat classes as well. And obviously last but not least is your mat, right? Your Pilates mat. I can say that as far as Pilates mats go, really you can use any mat. Obviously you can use a carpet. I do think, as you can see, Remy here approves of this one. It's nice and comfy. For Pilates mats, you might be able to see, I don't know if you can tell, this one is thicker. Okay, this is not a particular Pilates mat, but it is a mat that is thicker so that you can, especially with a lot of the exercises where you're on your side, the side of your hip, on your back, where you're rolling up and down, you want something that has some thickness to it so that it's comfortable. Okay, so I'll link to a couple mats as well so you can see what thickness I would recommend, especially sometimes doubling up mats is also a good idea. But obviously the mat, this is key. You want to have something comfortable that you can make sure that you can do your exercises on. So with that, I would just recommend with these props is to play around, right? So the best way to do it would be to grab some, in a workout, just kind of grab it, see what works well, play around with it based on what I recommended for what they're used for, and see what you like the best. But I do love having a variety here. And again, having this little basket so they're all nice and handy would be my recommendation. So if you have any questions about anything, please go ahead and comment below. I will link to lots of products and you can find those below as well. And I look forward to hearing what you think of your favorite props. And please give me a shout out down below and we'll chat down there. Thanks so much. And I will see you again soon. Bye.